Hola chicos, soy yo, Senora Green. I wanted to explain those new boot verbs that we learned about the other day to you if it's still a little bit tricky. If you remember last chapter, we had learned about boot verbs. Those are the verbs that are weird inside of the boot of the verb chart. So the only part that is outside of the boot would be two verb forms, the nosotros and the vosotros. Now the thing all these words have in common is that they're all E to IE, meaning the E in the verb changes to IE when you conjugate it inside of the boot. Preferir. You might guess from the picture and from the word that it's very similar to the English word to prefer. Preferir, to prefer. If you notice the ending, it's an IR verb, so we conjugate it just like a normal IR verb, except the E is going to change to IE. Now, our big problem here is that we have two E's. So when you have that problem, you're going to change the second vowel. Okay, so if there's more than one E to choose from, not including the ending, okay, if it's an ER verb, not including that part, you change the second vowel. So not this one, but this one. So instead of prefero, it's prefiero, prefieres, prefiere, preferimos, preferís, and prefieren. And again, these two don't get any change. They're normal IR verb conjugation without the E to IE because they're outside of the boot of the verb. Querer. Querer is to want or to love. So in the picture, they really want that lamp. Querer. So again, this is an E to IE verb. Now, even though this verb has two E's, we know that that the change cannot happen on that last E because that is the ending of the verb. And remember, whenever we conjugate the verb, we drop the ER and then we add something back. So if it were to be that E, I would have gotten rid of it and I wouldn't have anything to change. So I know it's got to be this E. So the yo form would be quiero, quieres, quiere, queremos, queréis, quieren. Again, the change only happens inside of the boot. Cerrar. This verb should sound familiar when you hear me say cierren los ojos, right? So cerrar is an AR verb, and there's only one E in it, so we know that that is the E that gets changed. So that E changes to IE when you conjugate it inside the boot. Cierro, cierras, cierra, cerramos, cerráis, cierran. Empezar. Empezar is to begin. Now there are two E's here, so let's see if we can remember the rule. What was the rule if there are two E's? Which one do we choose? The second one. Yep. And it's an AR verb, so I conjugate it like a normal AR verb. But inside the boot, it gets a change. Empiezo, empiezas, empieza, empezamos, empezáis, empiezan. Entender. Entender significa to understand, to understand. Uh-oh, I see three E's. Now we know it can't be this E because that's the ending of the verb and that's what gets changed. So which E is it? The second one. So the boot part is the part that gets to change. So entiendo, entiendes, entiende, entendemos, entendéis, entienden. Outside the boot, so no change. Merendar. Me gusta merendar. Merendar is to have a snack or to snack. So it's an AR verb. We've got our two E's, and by now we should know that the rule is the second E is the one that gets a change. Meriendo, meriendas, merienda, merendamos, merendáis, meriendan. Pensar. Pensar is to think. The way I remember this word is you think of pensar, to think. Some people, when they think really hard, they chew on a pen or they tap a pen if they're thinking. I need to think of something. I've got my pen. I got to chew on it so I can think. Pensar. So there's only one E. That's the one that gets a change. Pienso, piensas, piensa. Pensamos, pensáis, piensan. Uno más. Perder. Perder is to lose, to lose. Okay? There's a reason why I chose this picture. I changed it from last year. It's because the way I remember this word and what it means to lose is often people lose a pair of socks. Okay, they lose socks, a pair of socks or a pair of shoes or a pair of whatever. So they lose a pair of something, perder. There's only one E that isn't part of the ending, so that's got to be the one that gets a change. Pierdo, pierdes, pierde, perdemos, perdéis, pierden. Now remember, always ask me if you still have questions with this. Next time through, we'll go to O to UE boot verbs. Adios.